That's the doom and gloom. What's not doom and gloom is what a buddy of mine's been up to in the recent memory here. Over the last couple of weeks, he's been doing this. On the line with us right now, Aaron Telaznik. I will bill you, Aaron, as a guy who loves his dog and loves costumes. What have you been up to, buddy?
Not much, man. Just trying to stay sane like the rest of us.
So you've been is Halloween your favorite holiday?
I mean, it's up there. Top three, maybe. I can't say it's number one. It won't beat out Christmas, probably.
Okay. Well, I know from when we used to work together over at the old Comcast Sportsnet, now NBC Sports Philadelphia. One of my first days on the job, you were it was around Halloween, and you were wearing a caterpillar outfit in the office, sitting at your desk, probably going over show notes or whatever it was, maybe buying shoes. I don't know, but you were sitting there in a caterpillar outfit, and I thought, wow, this is my new boss, so to speak. How many costumes do you own?
That's a good question. I would say I probably have around 10 costumes from over the years, either theme parties or Halloween, that I've kept in my collection. And yes, I wore the Hungry Caterpillar costume to work, even though no one else in the office was dressed up.
Yeah, it wasn't like Halloween day or anything, or costume day.
It was definitely Halloween.
Oh, it was Halloween, yes. Yeah, you were the only one dressed up. But you decided a couple of weeks ago, with all this quarantine going on and the pandemic going on, that when you walked your awesome dog, Charlie, that you were going to wear a different costume. Why?
Yes. Honestly, it started as just I'm going to wear a costume because it's April Fool's Day and it might be fun. And then I kind of realized that, as I'm doing this, I am one of the few people that's allowed to be out as much as I want because I have a dog. It's a convenient excuse to get out of the house. But that while I was doing it, maybe people would laugh or smile if I did it every day. And so far, every day in April, I've worn a different costume of some sort. And it definitely makes people smile, laugh, or just roll their eyes at me. It's one of the above.
It elicits a reaction, and that's all you're looking for, right?
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's a quick distraction from the realities that we're facing right now. And there's not a lot that I can do to help people. So I felt like this would be one way to do it.
So when did the wheels start turning in terms of, oh, wait, I could do this every day?
I mean, really the first day after I put on the Buzz Lightyear costume, I saw a couple kids react to it, and a couple parents pointed out to their kids. And I also know, from having nieces and nephews, that they're trapped at home and it's weird for them too, right? Like, for kids, they're not getting to go to school and see their friends. And even for them, I think it's harder to process because they don't understand what's going on. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm just going to do it for the kids and maybe for some adults as well.
Well, one of the things that's been interesting, and we're talking to Aaron Telaznik, who's been walking his dog for the last 2 weeks here in a different costume each time. One of the things that's been interesting, and the health commissioner said this yesterday, Philadelphia has been getting a B+ in terms of how we're handling everything. I think in terms of what we're trying to do for kids in this scenario, we get an A+. When you look at the balloon search, the rainbow search, and now you're a small part of that as well, Aaron, because what you're doing is you're inspiring a smile on people's faces, and they don't get too many of those these days with everything going on with no sports, just draft conversation, and obviously a pandemic going on. So you get to be a part of that. What's the best reaction that you've gotten from somebody so far?
I was wearing a Mrs. Potts costume the other day, and this old lady, she was probably in her 90s. Somebody was walking with her, and she started to approach me, and the person walking with her kind of held her back, and she was like, "Do you know the song, I'm a Little Teapot?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." And she started singing it to me in the middle of Rittenhouse Square, which I thought was really unique because you could tell that she was very excited just because it was something out of her normal routine. I thought that was really great. We also walked, when I was wearing the Hungry Caterpillar costume the other day, we walked up and down the South Street Bridge right around 7 as people were going into work, as medical personnel going up to Penn, and shop and medical personnel coming out. And I definitely got some smiles there. And for me, that was probably more of a reward just because these are the people who are going in, and I have some friends who are in that field and just hearing what they have to deal with and how hard it is to go to work every day, knowing the success rate is not going to be what you want it to be, or knowing that you're going to have some really tough conversations and not always have the equipment that you need as well.
Right. How long do you see yourself doing this?
I mean, I did get a couple of my sister's friends reached out and dropped off some costumes on my front porch the other day. So that extended it by a couple days. Sunday I'll wear the bunny costume again just because it's Easter. I know my sister wanted me to stop by and wave being an Easter bunny to my niece since I don't get to see her right now. So, I mean, I'm going to try and I'll probably start repeating soon. I'm at the end of the, variety. Obviously, people have reached out and said they might have some extra ones. So, I'll take them if they show up in my house.
How many neighborhoods have you hit so far?
Mainly the Rittenhouse Graduate Hospital area. And then up, obviously, Schuylkill River Trail up through towards the hospitals. I need to start getting a little bit beyond that, but my dog likes going to Rittenhouse Square because he gets treats, and since his favorite bar isn't open to give him treats, I have to take him there.
Speaking with Aaron Telaznik, who is walking his dog, Charlie. What kind of dog is Charlie, for the people that don't know?
He's a Shepherd Hound mix. He's about 75 pounds of energy.
All right, well, I don't think there's too many people walking their dogs in different old costumes, for instance. So you'll definitely stick out, my friend. Make sure you say hi to Aaron, but observe social distancing while you're doing it. Are you rocking the mask, Aaron? Are you being safe?
Yeah, most of the time I have a mask on. It really depends on where I'm going and how long I'm going to be out. And I realize it's more for others than for me. So, I'm trying to do it as much as I can. Some of these costumes don't have a mask built in, so that kind of stinks. I did use my Fanatic headband to cover my face for a little bit as well, which I realize is probably not as effective, but hey, it looked cool, so I didn't care.
that a guy. And last thing for you, in the time we started this conversation 8 minutes ago till now, how many pairs of shoes have you ordered online?
I haven't ordered any during this call, and I've tried to be good over quarantine. It's not easy when you're sitting at home, not able to go anywhere and have any other distractions, but I've been fairly good. Aaron is a notorious shoe guy. He's the guy that has way too many shoes. Well, you know what? You actually do have more costumes than shoes. Yeah, I know. Aaron, thanks so much for coming on with us, man. I appreciate you making people smile as you're taking your dog around. Good old Charlie, taking him around town. So good on you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks. I appreciate it, guys.
Good job.
Absolutely. Aaron, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it, bud. Take it easy.
Of course. See you later.
All right, take it easy. Aaron Telaznik joining the show.
Good for him.
It's what did I say the other day? We all have superpowers, right? We have it might be a little superpower, but it's a superpower. Aaron's got a superpower. Go out there and make people smile, even if it's something as silly as putting on a costume, walking your dog. If I'm outside, if I'm in the middle of this quarantine or whatever, and I got to be out running errands or whatever it is, getting groceries, I see that guy walking by. I might have just had a bad experience at the grocery store. I see that guy walking by. That's a smile on your face instantaneously.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
It's good when your first thought is how to make others smile, not as opposed to yourself, but along with yourself.
Exactly.